Hi there. It's Taco Tuesday, so I'm actually filming my lunch today instead of dinner. You don't need to know anything about tacos. I am making my favorite green soup, and I have been working from home since 2005. So I'm like a grizzled veteran, and everybody's talking about how terrible lunch is, and how lunch just kind of, it's so boring. I have to make a sandwich every day. You don't have to make a sandwich every day. You don't have to eat the same thing every day, but it is a little grueling to make lunch for other people, and I like to just make what I like to eat. So I am making this green soup that feels really like spring. It's starting to feel kind of springy here, where it's a little warmer and very windy. March is definitely coming in like a lion. So I thought, why not? I'll make my favorite green soup. Now, I've already started, because it takes a while to get the zucchini cooked. So basically what you're going to do is take two kind of smallish, medium-ish zucchinis, and you're going to cut them up into pieces about like that, okay? Sort of a rough chop. And I had from leftover from Friday night, because I only used 1 cup of my quart of chicken stock, I had 3 cups of chicken stock left, which is pretty much the right amount. So in this pan, I boiled 2 chopped up zucchinis and about half a teaspoon of salt and 3 cups of chicken broth. And I actually added a Yukon Gold potato because I had 1 left. And what do you do with 1 potato? This is what you do with 1 potato. It gives it a little more body. And then in my blender, it's a blender thing, so you have to be careful and remember, blending things that are hot for some reason makes the blender explode, so be careful. In the blender, I have half a stick of cold butter, and it doesn't matter that it's cold because we're going to pour hot liquid over it and it's going to melt. And then we're going to put in a ton of herbs, what I call soft herbs, like parsley and dill and chives. I have kind of a bunch of different little odds and ends here. I'm probably going to put what's really nice in it is chervil, but nobody seems to have chervil. And I don't have any in my garden because I moved, and it wouldn't be alive now anyway. But maybe some thyme leaves. If you want to do sage or rosemary or anything like that, just use a little bit because it's pretty strong. And so I'm just going to do a very rough chop on this parsley because, again, it's going to the blender. And put that on top of the butter there. I don't know what it is. Lately, it's so funny. There was no Italian parsley at the grocery store, but there was a ton of curly parsley, and it looked terrific. And people have gotten really prejudiced against curly parsley, and there's nothing wrong with it. It tastes just as good. I'm going to put a few thyme leaves in. Now, I do like to try to get those off the stems. Well, this is kind of a funny little thing. It's going to be hard to get them off the stems here. Just throw a little bit of that in. And some chives. And the secret to chives, right, is that you cut them with scissors. And now my scissors are apart because of washing them. Those chives don't look very good. Winter. But that's the best way to cut chives, is with scissors. So just, snip them in there. Again, it doesn't have to be, they don't have to be very finely chopped because they're going to go through the blender. Now you could, because as I said, last week, I make my own chicken stock. And for that reason, my chicken stock is already pretty flavorful. It's got onion ends and herb stems in it. But if you were using like store-bought chicken stock, you can just add a chopped up shallot to this water when you're boiling your zucchini, and it'll impart a little more flavor to it. Now, I got my zucchini just a little bit over because I was on the phone with a friend. Oh, dill. Let's do some dill too. I also have some spinach here that looks like it might not be long for this world, so I'm going to throw some of that in too. I'm not much of a green smoothie kind of person, and I'm not much of a salad person, but I really like this stuff. I like cooked vegetables and vegetable soups and stuff like that. And see, I have my stock bag here with my odds and ends. You put your leftover stems in there. It gives it a really nice flavor. And also any kind of herbs that look like they might go off in the next couple days, you might as well just throw them in there, because what else are you going to do with them? Now, you'll notice my blender looks really full, but all that's going to get smushed down and wilted when we pour the hot liquid in. Now, the zucchini and the potato have been going for about 15 minutes. They're kind of nice and cooked down. I'm going to get a big, well, I'm going to get a big spoon to kind of ladle all that in. And, you know, see, it's kind of filling in, the liquid's just filling in all those air spaces. I don't know if you all, but my parents, when I was little, they didn't like us to drink all of our milk before. They were like, drink it, some of it after you've eaten, it'll fill in the little air holes between your food, which always kind of made me stop and think, I mean, are we not chewing our food enough? This is really full. Let's hope this doesn't explode on me on camera. If it explodes on me on camera, I'm not gonna post it, so we'll all know. Now, a little trick I learned about this sort of blending with liquids, this full, is that I put a folded paper towel in between the blender, wait, that's too much, glass part and the lid, and it catches some of that. It keeps it on. See, like that. Remember I said with the baba ganoush the other night, maybe we were happy not to have the blender going, but let's see how it goes. So just start it on low. And, you know, you'll see it'll start to look a lot more uniform. And you'll see those nice little bits of herbs. It's so good, you guys. When, I'll tell you one thing that I don't like, that I like using if it's just this and I never have to reheat it, is sorrel. In the summer, it has a kind of a nice lemony taste to it. But if you have to reheat it, it turns brown, which is sort of depressing. It's not the point of our green soup. Oh, I forgot my spinach. Spinach really doesn't look that good, so I'm gonna leave it out. But you can use that too, you know, anything. And see, it's this really pretty green color. You can blend it a little bit more if you want all those little flecks out. You know, I might put some spinach in there. But this is just like, it's such a nice, easy lunch. I was at the design center earlier, and you know, I just wanted to eat something good. You don't want to see that's the other thing, is like when you're busy, they're basically, I have the tendency to either just kind of eat some pretzels and like call it a day, and then I'm starving at 3 o'clock, or I end up pushing lunch until 2, and you don't want to do that. It's not good for your system. So, you know, eat something healthy, something warm on this blustery day that reminds you of spring. I hope you try this one. It's really, really good. And, you know, delicious. It tastes like a cream soup, but I can't eat cream. So this is the way I get around it. Enjoy.